Our final talk for this weekend is on the AMSAT North America CubeSat simulator, being given by Dave, G4DPZ.
Thank you. I've been talking about this quite a bit over the weekend. I could probably do it with just one slide and just talk about it, but so I know we like pictures. Quick background to this. AMSAT North America, as part of their STEM outreach, designed a device that should be able to be taken around schools and education establishments to talk about CubeSat operations. It's the same sort of form factor as a normal CubeSat would be, but it's a little bit smaller. It will fit in a 1U cube, and this is the item itself. So you can see it's just a little bit smaller than what would be a conventional 1U. Fits in a 1U 3D printed frame. I actually pulled it out of the frame I have, so we can actually just stick it on the bench and people can pick it up. It's quite robust. I haven't broken it yet. I thought I'd broken it on Friday when it didn't boot. But that soon got sorted. The idea is it can be used to demonstrate what we shove into low Earth orbit and get telemetry from. It uses the differential biphase AO7 format for the transmission. That image there it's sat in its stack in my shack. The idea being that we can put the device in the top of a 2U and have the solar panels just around the bottom section, so everything's visible. So an interesting thing that came out in a conversation with the guys from the National Radio Centre at Bletchley Park, saying, wouldn't it be nice if we could have something like this for a demonstration, for a static demonstration. So I've actually gifted this device to the NRC, and we're now talking about what's the best way to go forward with it. AMSAT North America were very kind to give us 2 sets of boards. So this is the first set that's been built, and I'm going to build the second set and keep it for AMSAT use, but this one actually is going to go to the NRC. Three boards. They've chosen to do them in white, rather than the usual green sort of colour. Anyway, there's a power management board, a battery board, and a sensor board. I think it's 4 layers under the covers. It's been extremely well done. I think they went through about 4 iterations to get to this point. They've also bringing up a new version as well, because it's all based on the Raspberry Pi Zero, which at one point were unobtainium. So they started to look at the Pico Pi instead. So there is another round of these boards coming out. These boards are available from the AMSAT-UK shop, and I'm reliably informed that quite a lot have been sold already. Now, how many have actually been assembled is a different matter, of course. But I think probably in total, having got the bill of materials, having got all the components in, it probably took me about 6 hours to build, something like that. It's fairly straightforward. It's all standard components. There's no SMD required. The boards do come with SMD filter just on the top left of that board, because the transmitter is running on 433 megahertz and it's bit banging. So there's going to be awfully noisy if we didn't have the low pass filter on it. It's putting out about 10 milliwatts, something like that, maybe even less. Reception is via the usual dongle. This is actually plugged into my laptop here. I'll show you what the output looks like in a second. They provide a dashboard for it, which was intended for the Fox series of satellites, and it just works straight out of the box. as I said, it's a set of boards, 3 boards. This is the looking at the bottom of the device. Pick it up carefully. So what you're seeing is the bottom there, with the Pi 0, a couple of 3 status LEDs. One's just on, one is charge, and the blue one is transmit. It transmits about once every 10 seconds, and the transmission length, I think, is about 8 seconds. The 4 devices around the board are power sensors. The device itself can actually take up to 5 solar panels. It's only just sitting on one at the moment. I wouldn't get any power out of it indoors. Running on the single panel on the top of the car in bright sunshine on Thursday afternoon, I was getting about 37 milliamps coming out of it. So with all 5 panels running on it, would probably just about hold it up. But the idea is that you stick it on something like a rotary cake stand to make it rotate with the light shining against it, and you can see the telemetry changing as the panels are illuminated. That's the idea for a bench in a school. This is first light. Well, it probably was maybe the second time round of actually booting it up, running it off the power. It's 3 LiPo cells. Works extremely well. It will run for 8 hours on those cells flat, even with the Pi running. My mistake was on Friday was to actually let it go completely flat. I was concerned I'd actually blown the SD card on the 0 because it hadn't done a clean shutdown, but unstacked it, recharged it, restacked it again, and it burst into life. As I said, 2 boards being shown there. Processor board and the power board. What's missing off that image is the sensor board that comes on a separate slide. It's stacked using the Pi 0 pin out, so it's power's going up the stack. It's providing I2C. It's providing serial. The idea being you can actually extend the stack if you actually want to do any peripheral information. They do provide a small protocol, excuse me, because they're limited in terms of what the dashboard can present. I think you're allowed 3 extra channels for your own data to be transferred across the interface. This is the top board. I'm losing my voice after 2 days. This is the top board with the secondary processor, an IMU, and a small set of sensors. So this is an SMT32 black pill. It can run RTOS. It's running as an Arduino in actual fact in this case, and it's talking serial comms back to the Pi 0. The devices on there, that's the IMU, so it's an accelerometer and gyroscope. The device there is a barometer, temperature sensor, and humidity sensor. So there's quite a few signals going back to the Pi to be displayed. They were playing with some other temperature measurement mechanisms. On there's a 1N1401 diode, I think, basically playing at being a temperature sensor. It's not calibrated. It's reading something like minus 151 degrees. So, but what they do provide for you is a breakout board, and they expose the I2C data pins from the black pill to allow you to do your own experimentation and add the 2 extra channels that are available to you. This is it stacked. This is taken on the table downstairs about 10 minutes ago. it's working. It's been working for 2 days now. It's extremely, apart from my cock up on Friday, it's been extremely reliable. As I say, 8 hours of operation in the shack, and it's been a joy. It's been a real joy to build because it's been nice, simple components, nice and easy soldering. I haven't got rid of the flux. You probably actually I should have tidied it up a bit before I actually put these images up, of course. But it's dead easy to build. It's running on one of its solar panels there, and as I said, we can get 5 on there completely. Telemetry output, as I showed you from the top image, that we've got the IMU and some of the basic sensors. To test the IMU, I stuck it in the back of the car, drove around, and you can actually see the X, Y, and X and Y moving. I don't have any large hills to go them down, so I couldn't test it yet, of course. But it allows us a set of sensors on board and 2 extra channels on the output. If I can slide across, I forgot one more slide. Give me a second. If I go the right way, there we go. There's an eye image, which basically is the central tuning. So it's loud, of course. You know, we're not a real satellite suffering from fade. I'm only about 30 centimeters away from my antenna. I've carried it down the garden, which is about 50 meters, and it still works fine. So it's the differential biphase coming out, an indication of it. You can then dig into the data. A second, whoops. I can't drive at the same time. Excuse me. The dashboard gives you all the channels. On the right-hand side, second one down, is one in the previous screen showing the telemetry. You get all the battery information and the power supply. It's running at about 3.5 volts at the moment on the battery, drawing about 170 milliamps. The panel that's connected here at the moment is X plus. I'm sorry if it's a little bit small, but it's giving me about 3.72 volts out from the panel, which is it's a 5-volt panel, so it's about right for its efficiency. And it's showing me I'm getting 1 milliamp. We're under here somewhere. I'm getting not much out of it, but its maximum has been about 39 milliamps when it's been in full sunshine, sat on the top of the car. All the panels become available, and on the same set of panels we can get the because we got the IMU on board, we can get the rotation and the acceleration data off it. So it's quite a rich set of information that comes out of it. It's good for, as we say, for schools. It's good to demonstrate what sort of telemetry and how we get telemetry across the radio. And I think that's about it. As we said, we're going to give it to the NRC. We're going to provide an information pack with it, of course. We're going to build a second device. Hopefully we're going to get some STEM outreach for ourselves within AMSAT. And that's it. I'm sure I'm well ahead of my 45 minutes. Any questions?
How close it is in terms of hardware to the real thing that can fly in space? How close the simulator is to the real hardware and software to the thing that can fly in space?
Quite. Yeah, it's built as a demonstrator. You would never fly right. You would never fly a Pi Zero. Although there are some weird. I'm trying to avoid saying what we're going to fly on FunCube Plus. We will be flying FPGA devices. We wouldn't be flying a commercial device like this. Any more? Any other questions? So I'll do that.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much indeed, Dave, for a fascinating talk.
Oh, sorry, we have a question on the...
The question was from Peter on the street. Will it be modded to support FunCube telemetry?
Oh, we had that discussion from the question was, will we be modifying it for the FunCube telemetry? I don't see why not, given time. Definite maybe, yes. I'll have to talk to the FunCube Plus team about that. But yes, it could well be a test bed. Anything else? Okay. Well, it comes to me then putting my other hat on as one of the ONSECs to close the colloquium for the 2023. To thank all the people who've been involved in organising it. It takes a great deal of effort, and it's my sincere thanks to them for doing it. And to our retiring ONSEC, again, many thanks indeed. And to our other members of the committee, whether they're staying with us or whether they're moving on to other things, thank you very much indeed. And a safe journey home.